Oh, I just realized there's like a third layer here. Welcome back to Mr. Free Hugs. I'm Chris, and I will give you guys a proper adult collector review of this 2020 Birthday Wishes Barbie. I will give you guys a review, show you guys how to unbox, and how to rebox. The quality control is pretty bad with this doll because the graphics on the packaging is out of line here. And I always open from the bottom lid with all my boxes. In case I rip the paperboard, it will be easier to hide. You can see they have these two little tabs right here that keep the tab from this portion of the box closed into the lid, and you really need to be careful when you're pulling out the tabs. So grab onto the box with one hand, and with the other hand push in this lid here towards the box. Just carefully shimmy the box back and forth, and it is a challenge. You just have to be really careful. I ripped it right here just a little bit. Here's the inside of the packaging. There's no tissue paper, and there's also no paperboard insert here to keep the dress in place or keep the shape of the dress.
And I'm going to peel this tape off so I can get to the other portion of the packaging that this certificate of authenticity is covering. I'm just pulling the tape off slowly so that I don't rip the paperboard. If you do rip the paperboard, it's okay because it's inside the box. No one's going to see it.
And it looks like the packaging is a little bit different this year. There's a piece of tape here. I'm just going to take that off. And I apologize for the dolls in the background. They're more just for lighting purposes so that the picture isn't having some weird lighting. Fold these tabs over. And this one I'm going to go ahead and take off too because it's just holding her arm. And I'm going to carefully push it into the paper slot. These are pretty easy to like pull out of this paperboard, but because I have to do this on camera, it makes it harder. You can see I rip the paperboard right here. It's not that bad. So with these plastic fasteners, again, all you need to do is turn this arrow right here so that it's parallel with the slit on the other side, and you can just pull it out.
Just twist the arrow and pull it out through the slit.
And this is just in her hand. It's held in with an elastic, I think. And it's attached to her bracelet. And when you're removing these plastic fasteners from the hand, just be very careful because the plastic edges are sharp and they could scrape and cut the vinyl. Okay, so there's another fastener around her left hand, and I don't know where it's connected to. I think there's a piece of tape here. You can throw this away because we don't need that. And now take out these threads here, and I'm just going to pull it right out. And you can see I have not used any scissors so far because I just haven't needed it. So now we come to the part that everybody hates, including me, is pulling out these plastic tabs in the head. It's a hit or miss. Sometimes you can completely take these out in one shot, and sometimes you have to take them out one by one. So just grab onto her head with one hand and make sure you're like grabbing her head in a nice way so that it doesn't mess up her hair. And then with your other hand, pull out this plastic tray very quickly. I think I got it. I don't think there's any tabs in her head left. Just kind of run your finger to make sure. And then look at this to see if all the plastic tabs are out. And I think I did get all of them. So I do want to keep this plastic piece here because it's holding in her waist. And as you can see, I did rip the paperboard here at the top. So we don't need that plastic tab to go in back into the paperboard. So I'm just going to cut this top part off. And make sure you're using scissors that you don't really care about. And now I'm just going to file the edges here so that they aren't sharp and jagged, because that could cut the paperboard, but it could also cut her hair. And run your finger across it to feel if it's sharp or not. You could cut this bottom part off if you want, but I think I'm going to leave this one because I want enough contact with the paperboard insert. But I did remove the top part just because I want the inside of the box to be as clean as possible so that you can see this background here. So now I want to take out this stand here, and to do that I'm just going to open up this paperboard box to make it easier to pull out. One thing I do want to mention though in this video that I didn't touch in my other review of the Holiday Barbie, I didn't really show you guys this top portion of the stand. So you can see on the bottom, that's the front of the stand, and then that's the back. So it is slightly, a different shape. The stand should always be curving towards the left here, so you know which side is the front. And when you're putting the doll into the stand, make sure you're going feet first. And with this dress, it's easy because she's not wearing a tight fitting dress like the Holiday Barbie last year. It needs to be a little bit played around with because it was sitting in the box weirdly. But the shape of the dress is really beautiful. It's a classic shape. A nice full skirt. Skirt is kind of... Oh, I just realized there's like a third layer here. The fabric is like really cheap. It's even cheaper than the 2016 holiday Barbie. Because... Oh, no wait. Actually, it's the same. I lied. You can see there's this other layer of fabric. It's like white tulle, and then they have this very top layer with like this pastel rainbowy type of design. And here's the inside of her dress. She does have the Barbie collector tag. Okay, well, this time it says Barbie signature now. It doesn't say Barbie collector anymore. I forgot. The white tulle is also on this second layer here at the top. And the fabric has like some iridescent type of like thread that's woven into the fabric. Here you can see they have some very delicate, thin ribbon that's tied around her bodice here in 3 different areas. And this rainbowy type of fabric is like gathered up and pleated throughout the bodice here. And it is velcroed in the back. I think the white tulle and this rainbow pastel tulle is sewn together here. But the seam is nicely done. It's nice and straight. Sometimes it's not with these dolls. And I wanted to show you guys this beautiful bracelet. Like the sculpt is really pretty. These new sculpted earrings that are in the shape of a bow. I could not tell for the life of me what type of earrings she had from the photos. With the Millie sculpt, it really depends on what the face paint is like. Her eyes on my doll is a little bit derpy and weird looking, but I did pick her out of all of the dolls that were in store. So there's a bracelet I'm trying to get in focus, but it looks like the bottom layer is like bows, in the shape of bows, and then the top is just regular pearls. But she does have painted hands. It's a beautiful lavender color. On my doll, the nails are a little bit out of place. And you can see this left arm is with this newer sculpt that it doesn't have like too much range of motion, just like the 2018 holiday Barbie. Like her right arm like definitely did not have a lot of motion in it, but this one does. But also if you push her arm all the way down to her side, you can kind of see like the inside here, the joint, which is kind of strange. Here there's some clear little bands on her dress. The hair is rooted upwards, and it does have like a partial part to her hair right here, and it's held into the back. It's tied up with an elastic right here, and the rest of her hair in a ponytail is also tied with elastics. So I'm gonna have to do something about that because I don't like elastic in the hair. But she does have a braid going around her hair, which is really pretty. And the hair color is really gorgeous. It's a nice sunshine golden blonde with platinum blonde highlights. Her hair is a little bit messy on the ends, which is fine. You can just trim it. And I did want to show you that the ribbons on her bodice does continue to the back of her dress. Lastly, are her lovely, lovely shoes, which is like one of the reasons I wanted to get this doll. They do look kind of yellow, so I'm wondering if like 10, 20 years down the line, the shoes will turn even more yellow. But they are made out of like a soft vinyl. The shoes are like really yellow now that I'm looking at it, but the shape is really pretty. If I can get this camera to focus. She doesn't have painted toenails, and I think she has hollow legs. I can't tell. Usually you can like tap it and hear the hollowness of it. So she does have a very lovely face paint. It reminds me of like K-pop with the thick eyebrows, and then she has like very heavy bottom lashes. She has lavender eyeshadow and then some baby pink lips. One of the prettiest Millie sculpts I've seen. She has a very pale skin tone. It's the same skin tone as the 2016 holiday Barbie. And her earrings are removable. So if you're going to give that to a child, just be careful. Really quickly, I just wanted to show you guys the 2016 holiday Barbie because she's so beautiful. And there's the bodice. Considering that this is like a Playline pink label doll, the dress fits her perfectly. And you can see I gave her some earrings that I found from Five Below. There are my Birthday Wishes Barbie. You can see sometimes it's a hit and miss with these dolls. Sometimes they look good in the box, sometimes they don't. So it kind of makes you not want to buy them. But definitely this year's Birthday Wishes Barbie is beautiful in or out of the box. Alright, so I slid this portion of her stand back into the box. And as for this fastener holding in her legs, it's just wrapped around into these slots into the shape of an infinity symbol or an 8. So just take off her shoes first before you slide in her feet to make it easier. Neatly fold in this dress inwards so that it doesn't get messed up. And then you can close the box. And because I cut this top portion of the plastic fastener off, I can tuck her hair back here into this plastic tray here, nice and neat. It fits perfectly in here. And then I can now place these plastic fasteners back into the paperboard here. I'm sorry if it's upside down. It's hard for me to show you this on camera without my hands covering everything.
Okay.
Get this bottom portion in here. Kind of hard to see because her dress is in the way. Open up the tabs here and lay them out like they originally were. Now I'm just going to place her certificate of authenticity back into the plastic bag because it fell out while I was trying to get her back into the box. And then I'm also going to put the base of the stand in here as well. But the base of the stand will fit perfectly into this area right here. And it does take a while to like get that right because the hair can get really messy. So I might just take out one of these plastic tabs here so I can fix her hair. And it would help if you like put some hairspray or gel in the hair, because this year's doll does not have a lot of product in the hair, which for some people can be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. But in the case of boxing the doll, it's probably better to have some product in the hair so it doesn't get all messy. And also having gel and hairspray in there will help keep the hair from getting staticky in the box. So I was able to get her hair in there. It was very difficult to do. And then you want to fix and mess with the dress and make sure it's nice and neat the way that you want the dress to look when it's in the box. Make sure you have your fingers on these side tabs here to keep them out of the way. So while you're sliding the outer packaging back in, make sure you keep one hand on this lid so that it doesn't get in the way. And then keep your eye on the back of the box. Make sure that this tab is sticking downwards and the plastic fasteners right here aren't getting caught on the paperboard. So just do everything slowly. And it's not always going to be in one shot, of course. It does take a couple times just like to get it perfect. I'm just looking at the doll first before I close the lid. And she looks pretty good. So I think I'm going to close the lid. I think this is my first time ever putting a doll back into the box in one shot, because her dress is like perfectly fitting into the box and looking nice. There she is back into her box, and her hair is not perfect at all. There's some strands that are like hanging out, so you do want to like use some kind of hair product, hairspray or gel, to put in place and make it look nice and neat. But for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do that, just because that would make this video too long. I hope you guys take care, and if you have any questions or comments about the doll, please leave them down below. I'll see you in my next video.